Hey, what's going on? This is Loyal Sage, and we're going to be taking a closer look at the trailer that was released today. I've not looked at anyone else's analysis of it. Um, I haven't even really looked at the trailer since the first initial look. I got a couple glimpses trying to set up my video player to be able to kind of go through this in one continuous take, and that's about it. So I guess let's just get started. Just don't expect too much quality or editing or stuff. I'm gonna try to keep the editing to a minimum on this one. This is just gonna be my takes as I find things and my thoughts. Yeah. So first thing I want to look at is there's something on top of this hill here, and I have no idea what it is. But I don't know if it's important or if it's just some stick or something. But that's the one thing that's standing out to me in the shot. If we look around in background, looks like pretty standard sky islands. This kind of looks like something over here because the waterfall looks a little purple and some sort of this is just a tree, but it kind of looked like some sort of almost like one of the stakes. Is it the Stake of America or like the one for the respawning in Elden Ring? But it's just one of these trees. You can see the red laser of one of the soldier constructs over here. And another one of these shrine-like things. Not too much in this shot. Obviously, the main focus down here is there's this soldier construct who's fighting a blue choo-choo. I also noticed that over here there's a broken pillar. That's not that weird because it's like old ruins, right? And there's another minecart track over in the background. I don't think I skipped anything important in the first shot, right? That's just where I happen to have my cursor from trying to set this up. Let's just play it in real time. So we can see one of those, go backwards. The video player I was using before, if you hold down the button, it plays the audio. Oh no, that's going backwards. Okay, no, never mind. It does work the same. Yeah, we see one of these red malice holes here. And if we go forward a bit, we see some more of these big blocks here, but we've seen plenty of these. And they're glowing green inside. I think the ones we saw before were as well. Nothing standing out here as new. All stuff we've seen before. And then we're back at this shot. So this one, we see one of the what they call construct ranger construct, something like that. We see one of them swinging an axe at a tree, but I don't see damage happening to the tree, so I'm not sure if they're actually going to affect the environment and actually cut down trees, or if it's just they swing at trees and it's like an idle animation thing. That music right there in that shot, actually, just to I'll jump back 5 seconds. Feels very I don't know, cinematic, obviously, but I don't know, it kind of reminds me of, there's a hint that reminds me of Studio Ghibli. I always go back and forth on pronouncing it Ghibli and Ghibli because I know Japanese it's Ghibli, but then GH I think of as G in Italian. So this shot here, trying to take it in, get any thoughts on it before saying something, but we get a close-up of this big stone tower building, but I don't know that we really see anything new. There's still a thing that looks like a Pokemon stadium at the top. And the levels, I mean, zoom in, is there anything more to it? Whoops, was it Alt? Yeah, Alt was what I was supposed to press. Whoops. Still getting to know the shortcut, the keyboard shortcuts I just came up with. Where was it? Okay, what's going on there? think there's someone in the middle. I don't know if it's a construct or if it's like, it almost reminds me of like one of the Sheikah monks. I almost feel like a hat, but it's definitely not enough detail to make it out. But it almost looks like it's like a character or something. But nothing else really, I think, to make out from that building. Another one of those like malice circles in the ground. You can see a shrine, whatever that's going to be called. I think it's like a shrine in Breath of the Wild. Anything just coming down here? Not seeing anything particularly interesting here. There's this platform here, which I find that interesting. This is like leading into that place, right? Or out of it, I guess. Then we get a shot of Hyrule. Okay, I guess in terms of what I want to see in the overworld, and we might have actually seen this already, and I just didn't think about it. But so where is this? As he pans around, maybe I'll get a better idea. Okay, there's Death Mountain. So, and then how long do we see the castle? Oh, we already passed it. Oh, the castle's way down there. I see. Yeah, I mean, it's still such, low quality because it's in the distance, but like this is the region where the Deku Tree should be, right? Yeah, we don't see much. Then as soon as we get here, suddenly it clears up. Of course it does, right? Bearings again. So there's like the Hebra area with that big storm. So this is looking off towards the Gerudo area now. And we see the Great Plateau here. I feel like they're trying to avoid showing the Great Plateau still. Because we noticed in the gameplay footage that he kind of started to turn, and just as he got to where he was going to start showing the Gerudo Desert and the Great Plateau, he suddenly turned around. And I'm wondering, is there something to see in the Gerudo area? And if not, is there something to see in the Great Plateau? Nothing's standing out to me. Like right here, there's like something going on, but I'm not sure. I'd have to do like a in-depth like pull up Breath of the Wild, compare, try to see what I'm seeing. But there's other people that are better at that and get that out faster, so I'll just see what they say. I'm kind of confused by what I'm seeing here. Wish this one went faster when I'm going back. Left. Let's play the shot continuously. Yeah, so we kind of zoom around over here. Did the Great Plateau sink into the ground? Because, like, this is the snowy mountain from the Great Plateau. Now I'm making sense of it. This is, like, where you start. This is the Temple of Time right here, I think. And this is, like, that lake in the front. This is, like, where the first shrine is. Maybe right here, actually. Like, this region. But this edge here just looks so flat. Maybe just because it's so high up, but it looks kind of flat to me. Like, did it fall back down? And now it's like sitting flush with the ground? No, there's height to it. Okay, yeah, okay, you can see it here better. Also, looks like the entrance is still flooded. I was really hoping they would unflood the entrance and you could like walk up, but looks like it's still flooded. And there's more storms over here, but not quite like the one over Hebra. Here's on the ground. Okay, what is this big ring here? Is this the same thing we see later in the trailer? Okay, this shot, I was like, okay, it went too fast for me to get it when I was watching it live. Why is everything mushroom themed? Like, it's not just like this appears to be like a mushroom shop. Is it just like fashion? Are mushrooms in fashion? Is that all it is? It's just like there's a mushroom trend going on? Because everything's mushroom themed around here. This is like the clothing shop, right? And it's all like decked out with mushrooms. You see like a mushroom hat, a mushroom shirt. She's wearing a mushroom hat and mushroom shirt. And there's a big mushroom tent thing here. But like even the other buildings have like mushrooms everywhere. Are they just in fashion? Is that it? Just mushrooms are in fashion? When I saw the mushroom hats and things in the media, that definitely I haven't seen yet because it's not legally available yet. I definitely didn't see pictures of this in some sort of book that was leaked and start thinking about it. But I assumed at that point that it was just like there's like a new group of people or like maybe like a mushroom race or like a new town that had popped up. But this is just like they've just taken Hateno Village and just there's a mushroom craze going on, I guess. If that's all it is, that's amazing. I love it if that's it. Okay, this is on the plateau, right? Or no, this is Castletown. Which one is that? Is that the plateau or Castletown? They're both full of ruins. This is Castletown. Yeah, this is Castletown, and so they seem to have some sort of like tent city here, or at least like little tent stalls that are popping up. So there must be rebuilding efforts going on in this area. People are relocating there. Okay, this is that ring thing we saw before. Let me get the best wide shot of this. So yeah, so we got this like big stone ring, which I guess this fell from the Sky Island. Yeah, this was like looked like this was like one of those like circular kind of like zones up there, and it like just fell on its side and. And this is right by is this by Kakariko? Yeah, I see all the huts and the houses. I was looking for that buildings. I couldn't recognize them. Is that Impa's house? Yeah, okay, this is that side. And then the shrine would have been up here. Yeah, this stuff like fell directly on Kakariko Village, basically. I hope the people are okay. Yeah, it's like here, and then there's more here, and it's all just like wrecking everywhere. Huh. You know, all the stuff falling from the sky, I hadn't actually thought about it like landing on houses. So much of the world's just so empty, right? Anything else to see here? Let's zoom in on the village. Look, it's right here. Like, is that normal? Is that how it looked before, or is this something new? Is this like a new structure? Is this like some stuff fell over here and like actually caused damage, and they're cleaning it up, or they're building, or something? Is it a new building being built? I was wondering what these like really cheap capture cards, like what the drawback would be, and it turns out it's that over time they just build up lag. You have to like unplug them and plug them back in. I'm going the wrong way. Oh, no. Okay, so that's what's there. Let me go up. Up there is where the big circle thing falls. And there's all the debris across there. And then, yeah, the shrine's right there where there's nothing. Yeah, it looks like they built a giant gate across the other side. Let me swap back. See right here, there's like a big gate. And there's nothing there. Game. And then over here, we've got this, like, what's going on here? There's some sort of, like, wooden, almost looks like an upside-down boat, just right here, and there's something blue right there. We go back to the game. There's no such thing there. The regular roof, but like there is a building here. And actually, this building's like a short building, right? There's a short building, and that's the end. But if we look at this at Tears of the Kingdom, we've got a long building and then some sort of weird pile of rubbish or a new building. Actually, now that I'm really looking at it, I'm kind of seeing like wooden beams here, kind of like pushed out. I'm almost wondering if debris actually fell on someone's house and crushed it, and that's what's happening here. Maybe that's why there's all this like scaffoldings around us for dealing with that stuff, or if they're just starting to build out and build up, and that's why. I'm really curious what this stuff is. But seeing all these like wooden scaffolding almost makes me think like, is this like monsters moving in, or did the monsters like were those like wooden structures that the bokoblins lived in things bokoblins built in Breath of the Wild, or were those things Hylians built that then the bokoblins moved into? So that makes me curious whether this is similar. No, because we saw the same kind of scaffolding being used when they were excavating the divine beasts, being used by the Hylians in Breath of the Wild. So I think this is, I think the implication is that Sheikah are using this to like, or actually technically it was being used by the Sheikah, serving the Hylian royal family. But so this could be the Sheikah using it to just rebuild or access these ruins that have fallen down onto their village. I'm very curious about that. Anyway, let's move on from there. I've spent enough time on that. Let me just set my zoom. Yeah, so then we see this. Oh, this is really loud for me. Anything in the sides here as we're coming through? Not really that I'm noticing. There's definitely a Zonai-looking structure on the ground, right? Let's take this one more time. I want to see the first frame of that. What I'm really trying to figure out for myself is, do I think this could be a dungeon entrance? Or like, is this... I don't think this is what one of the existing like springs looks like, right? Well, where is this? I've got Breath of the Wild up now, so... Went a little too far there. So we're looking towards Hebra. We're in like reddish mountains over there. And that's one of the labyrinths right there. But where is that? Pull up the map. I need to pick up my Switch, just controller. So, we're looking towards Hebra. You can see reddish rocks over on the right, which is probably Death Mountain. And then, what was the other thing I saw? Okay, we see one of the labyrinths. Okay, maybe we're seeing this labyrinth, actually. Oh, right, and it's a different season, so the colors of rocks could have changed. Like, this could, well, not the rock, but like, this could be less snowy down here. So we could actually be looking at, like, this mountain peak. Like, this mountain peak, and then here's the labyrinth. You could be looking at this labyrinth, or this labyrinth, and then this mountain peak behind it. And so then we're kind of looking from over here. Oh, that would put this... Well, that puts two things that would be very interesting, right, for where we are. Because we could be near or in the Typhlo ruins, or we could be where the Deku Tree was. Let's check out Typhlo ruins, see if we can find a spot that resembles this. I didn't mean to go this in depth. Okay, here we go. Oh, so much more fog in this game. Yeah, okay, that's totally it. Okay. Was this right from a Typho Ruin? I wonder if something could rise up here because there's this big moat, right? And it's like if this muck around here would clear away. Oh. 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 Okay, I'm gonna put this right in the middle here. Like that's where. I mean, just need to get the fact that I feel like my point wasn't getting across without seeing the giant smile across my face. Uh, this is like this is literally coming out of the Typhlo ruins. I was like, oh, maybe this is like a new thing that comes down to the place where Typhlo. This is literally Typhlo ruins. I don't think I even realized there was a bridge here because I've always just glided in and out of there. Well, I guess clearly, or I would have just walked out. But like, this is the same shot. This is so cool. Okay. Actually, pause the game. Okay. So this confirmed. This is the Typhlo ruins. Okay, I was wondering if this is maybe some sort of dungeon that was added or something, but this is coming out of the Typhlo ruins, and you can see it comes back all the way to the other side, and there is no fog. So if there's any doubt, we now know 100% confirmed, Typhlo ruins, the fog is gone. Looking for anything else new at the end of that shot, too. I'll get to this. There's something here. That looks familiar, though, but I'm thinking of like the Divine Beast, so I'm wondering what that is. It's kind of like, almost like ribs. I guess I can zoom in on that, huh? Something going on back there. And then we can see Hebra is engulfed. Also confirming, just back to Breath of the Wild. Smaller thing here, right? If we go and look at that peak there's a lot less snow. And I think someone had mentioned at some point the getting like a lot of like weird input lag right now. I guess it's just because I'm playing through the capture card. Yeah, looking at the mountains in the distance, we can see in Breath of the Wild snow on both Hebra Mountain. That's what that one's called. And then on this closer reddish mountain, there's a little snow cap on the right. And when we compare that, there's a lot less snow on the smaller mountain. And then I don't see snow in Hebra Mountain, but it's also kind of in shadow here. But I feel like I'm seeing like the actual like rocky colors here. Oh, what was the button? But also it's got a lot of blue shift and it's in shadow and all that. So it's hard to say, but I feel like it looks less snowy. And actually like weirdly higher percentage less snowy than like this small mountain does. So interesting. So then we get this shot. Should we try to line this one up too, actually? Figure out exactly, because from later, I think we can clearly see that this is the Arbiter's Grounds, but I'm assuming this one is as well. Let me move this. Maybe I'm out of Rivali's Gale as well. Let's see. Looking to see if there's anything that looks like any of the landmarks here. To hint to me where we are exactly. don't see anything like that. Like off in the distance over there, there's like some pillory looking rocks. I'm kind of ignoring the actual place he's standing on because I'm figuring that's like the Arbiter's grounds, maybe. I think it depends how big it is too, right? Let's go to the shot where we actually see it rising up. This could be a different building, but it is sand that it's rising out of. We don't have any location hints in that shot. Yeah, then it kind of cuts to unrelated stuff. Okay. We'll get to this. Okay. Let's assume that we can't place this exactly then. But we see some sand. We see like Link walking down a staircase in the sand. Now we have a giant building that looks kind of like dungeony looking. That's not that far off from the Arbiter's grounds, raising up out of the sand. Almost like it's a dungeon that they've added in. Wouldn't that be neat? Then we see, similarly, Hyrule Castle rising up. Well, I guess the question is, will Arbiter's Grounds just rise out of the ground so that you can enter it, or will it rise up into the sky? Yes, I do keep looking over at my preview of my own face instead of into the camera when I want to talk to camera. Okay, so this shot. Like, this is a very Demise look, right? Got like the tendrils of like Malicey hair. Okay, actually, so my first take was that at some point Ganondorf kind of like overwhelms with the malice and becomes like this. It takes like an ultimate form essentially of like basically some people theorize this could be like a cycle going into Skyward Sword, and so this could be Ganondorf like becoming Demise. But you can see all the red light in my face from the shot. But you can also see that his body's kind of like similarly kind of just like tendrily. So alternative version, this is as Ganondorf rises up, right? As like dehydrated Ganon becomes hydrated Ganon. And so this is like the malice tendrils sprouting out of his head, and then eventually they settle down and take shape into hair, the same way that like his skin is kind of like looks like it came out of a meat grinder, and you know eventually that would settle down into like hydrated Ganon skin. And we get a close up of that. But he's built like Demise, right? They've intentionally built him more like Demise, and he's making a lot of Demise-y looking movements, right? Like I'll just play this in real time. Everything looks so blue after seeing that shot. He carries himself just like Demise, but he's also built like Demise. Also in this shot here, not this one, but the next one. So we can see just like regular people gathered around. I think these are Sheikah because they've got the Sheikah in the head, but I think some of these aren't Sheikah. Like maybe these ones. Let me zoom. Yeah, like these ones don't look Sheikah to me, but I think these ones look Sheikah. I can't tell what this person is, so. But clearly these are like people reacting. And from what direction? There's Hebra. Is this from Kakariko? Another one of these like material station things, by the way. I haven't been focusing on purely mechanic things that we already know about. Because it's like, okay, we know it exists. They're throughout the world, right? I'm not pointing out every time we see that Hyrule Castle exists, right? Well, maybe I am. Yeah, I think direction-wise, this would be from Kakariko. So this is like them kind of running up from there. Maybe other people are starting to settle in Kakariko too. Very like end of the world vibes though, right? The stuff's coming down and they're all just standing there like, What? Oh, let me reset. Right, I kind of forgot that I was zoomed in. Oh, not that far. Actually, hold on. It goes so slow in reverse. No, okay. We just kind of get a little bit of the side of his head here, which I think is starting to form into like regular skin and not like dehydrated skin. A little bit of a color difference there. I thought for a second we actually see his face for a frame. So this shot again. Actually, I didn't even notice the shot was in there because I was so distracted with the other ones. Okay, here's where we can see clearly Arbiter's grounds, and the sand is like falling away. Actually, that's kind of interesting. Oh, I missed that shot. I missed that shot the first time. I actually was about to say, I forgot to say at the beginning that one of the things I was looking for is to see if there's any hints of like actual underground play, because we haven't really seen anything of it, like really. And so I'd really like to see that in this trailer. But and so I was gonna say at the beginning of this video that like I want to see if I missed any of that, but I guess I did. But so yeah, we can see like holes sinking into the sand here, and I guess that's Link. And so could this be it sinking in that's going to rise up, or is it sinking in because it's like already risen up? Now I'm questioning if that was Arbiter's grounds, but clearly something's happening here. But this shot I completely missed. We've got lava falls. This looks like a man-made structure here, right? Like it looks like big brick panels. Then we've got more Zonai architecture underground, like actual buildings just like the ones in the sky. Definitely a strong like heaven and hell kind of theme. Oh, and minecart rails underground. I don't know, that might just be actually anti-aliasing problems, but we can see a big line here, possibly here, and I think some stuff going on here, but again, it could be anti-aliasing. But this one looks to me like a minecart rail. It's weirdly shimmering, like I wouldn't think it would be like anti-aliasing problems. Yeah. I also want to take a look at his armor. Then here's the ship. Big Zonai ship. I actually called this a pirate ship when I was in my reaction, but oh, actually, hold on. These were all ships. There's a lot of ships. There's a lot of airships. Okay. Interesting. Was this that like shop thing we saw? Is this bubble? I thought it was a glass sphere, but this could be something different entirely. Looks like, yeah, Link's gonna jump into it. There's some sort of like power orb thing in there. Oh. Let's go play back to that point. Yeah, a lot of like new architectural things that we didn't see before. And then this looks like the hole that Koga fell into in the Yiga hideout. I was trying to think of the word Yiga a second ago, and then that's what came to my brain when I thought of a different word. And so you gotta dodge through lasers while falling. What's this fanning out, actually? Could just be a new outfit, but that looks very feminine. Here's Link laboring away. Could that be Zelda? It's probably just Link, and it's just a weird, like, just a weirdly frilly shirt that he's wearing. Kind of looks like a kimono. Interesting. Now we see Link turning this thing, and there's the big gotcha ball thing, so it's confirmed it is a giant, like, gotcha dispenser is the way that these Sky Store things work. Oh, this is inside that big sphere. We can see the hole here, and it's kind of surrounding. And looks like there's some Zonai writing on it. If we had any doubt this was Zonai at this point. Oh, and it's rotating the sphere itself, I think. I think the islands in the background are staying still. And here he is inside a maze. And I don't think this is one of the ones... I don't think we had this inside one of the existing mazes. So... looks like it's a new maze. And it's a tall box. It kind of looks like it might be... I don't really know with the lighting, but I can't tell this is definitely outside from the lighting. So this could actually be like fully enclosed. Like it's one of the cubes in the sky. Oh yeah, and then there's this cool Zonai spear Link's got here. Charging in for a horseback battle. Fighting alongside other Hylians too. Because like they're actually like fighting. And like here's like a Hylian soldier, or at least Hylian dressed in like armor. Link's doing this cool spinny thing. I get the last frame of that. Yeah. So defending Fort Hateno once again. And then here's this elevator, in case we weren't sure that this actually was an elevator. Now we can confirm it definitely is an elevator. We can even see the cable. And it's wired up to the Nintendo Switch Sheikah Slate thing. And Link looks very, I don't know, happy, sad, scared, excited. I don't know. Just whatever emotion is, it's strong. And then there's this furry guy here that we'd seen those like carvings of. If this guy's appearance hadn't been leaked, I would have had a much stronger reaction to suddenly seeing this face in the trailer. Looking in the background at what's back there. Definitely people posed like in like an attack formation, and I'm wondering if these are like the same race as this guy, or if they're different. Because this one has like, I see like talons and some sort of like Sheikah, or not Zonai device of some sort, it looks like. And then but this one's like a foot. So I think these are all different races. Something's a foot. And this is just for artsiness, right? Not really much to see here. And then this, where we see, is this a boss? It looks a lot like the that boss from Wind Waker, the one that's like a challenge on the Tower of the Gods. And it appears to be underground, but outside underground, actually. Or possibly just at night, but I think it could be at night. Could be in the sky at night, or it could be underground. We got Zonai architecture around. Actually, I think we... This lamp here is making me think this is in the sky at night. But still, we see this guy popping out. Some sort of boss, probably. Link's in Hyrule Castle. Looking like he's like taking on a dungeon, right? He looks like he's like here to face someone, not just like seeing it. Unless he's back inside and like, wow, here it is. But without climbing to Ganon or something. Then we finally, I was looking at this, I'm like, see, it's Zelda. I'm like, I guess technically people are still going to be debating it's Zelda. And then, Zelda. Bam. It was Zelda. I told you. It was obviously Zelda. Everyone was like, it's not Zelda because it didn't show the face. It's Zelda. But what I will admit I was wrong. I did not realize that this dress was strapless from that shot. It fooled me on that one. I guess these spinning things were the thing we were seeing in the background that was moving kind of weird. I want to do a comparison afterwards, actually, side by side of this compared to the shot from the previous trailer. Hold on, actually. It's just showing the link, the link, the Master Sword in the Lost Woods, repaired, ready for Link to grab it. So is this a flashback to Breath of the Wild that's shown in the cutscene, or does at some point it get fully restored and Link just pulls it out? And I'm assuming this is that same like furry person that Zelda or that was shown in the last shot. Link. So then there's this big thing here, a cross-looking thing. Anything here? Slide shot. A lot of these things, like we're seeing one of these like little ball things here, but we know what they look like now. The shop thing, so it's not as exciting to see it. Here's Link. Link using actually in that. Do you have something fused there? Yeah, he has a shield fused to his sword. I was like, I thought I saw a fuse going on, but I was like, I only saw a sword and a shield. He's got a shield fused to his sword. Huh. What was that? Yeah, it's fighting something that turns into a ball and rolls at him. Looks like a boss to me. And then, so here's Link, turns out on a, I didn't notice it was a trampoline. Next to, is that one of, not Ross, what's his name? I was gonna call him Ross. What's the guy? Cass. Is this one of Cass's kids? Oh, this is a Ultra Hand cart. Link's put together this cart with Ultra Hand, and then he's able to pull it. So much of that I just didn't think. I was like, oh, it's just pulling on a cart. So you can pull around other people on a cart that you put together Ultra. So definitely, okay. To me, this is saying you will be taking apart and rebuilding Hyrule, relocating people, and like there's basically there's going to be side quests that are about rebuilding Hyrule and helping people, rather than just being like, you have 6 eggs. Okay, here's 10 rupees. Whoa, missed that one too. Rocket? So, let me also just make sense of this. Sometimes I just kind of go right by these, because I'm like, yeah, nothing new here, but like, okay, so I see. So he's using recall to send this. Oh, to send the projectile from the Octorok. I see. I thought it was just like a piece of something that had exploded. He sends the Octorok's projectile right back at it with recall. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So then he's in the Theron region, and he's holding onto a Zonai rocket. And I guess these are the new towers. They feel a lot more like Ubisoft Tower to me. Is that a Long Lawn Ranch Great? Maybe not. Kind of reminds me of the one from Ocarina of Time, though. Yeah, and then we got Link, like, doing some sort of, like, moon jump. And there's a sound effect here, too. That might have just been a coincidence, because it doesn't do it the second time. Unless he activated it right there. But he's got some sort of, like, moon jump, and he's, like, leaping onto these Zonai platforms. And if he started on one of the platforms, I would think it's just the platform makes him jump higher. But he activates something right here. And then he's just able to keep jumping moon jump. It could be like maybe there's like a low gravity area, but I kind of think that's a new ability that we just haven't seen yet. Or maybe there's like special like moon shoes or something, I don't know. And then here's Link riding around a powered minecart that's being powered using the Zonai technology and Ultra Hand, and fighting a construct who's also riding around a minecart that's been put together with Ultra Hand. Now we've got Link riding this giant, like, stone pillar on wheels. That has, like, some sort of weapons attached. And he's fighting against a whole group of bokoblins riding on the back of a talus. Do we have taluses made out of that kind of rock in Breath of the Wild, like the reddish rock? Then we see him approaching on horseback. What's he using here? Looks like this is ruby. He's got a ruby on his arrow. And that seems to turn it into... I was thinking a fire arrow, but I see fire coming into it. But I'm not entirely sure if it's just a fire arrow, because then what would be the difference between like a chew jelly? I wonder if actually, because like in chew jellies, right, like they kind of explode with a burst of it, a burst of the element. So I wonder if there's going to be like different effects. Like you still have the same element used across multiple different items you attach, but there's a slightly different effect. So if it's like if it's a stone, then it will have a certain effect. Like all stones will have the same effect, but with different elements, and all chew jellies will have the same effect, but with different elements, you know, etc. And here's like, this looks like the kind of battery thing we saw in the car that Link was driving in the earlier trailer, the first time we saw a car. And he shoots it. Oh, and it... Oh. Oh! Then this giant, like Leviathan beast coming out of one of the dragon portals and just coming after you. And that's some sort of Rito. Is that the same Rito from earlier? I don't know. I'm going to go through again afterwards with the English trailer and just play it straight through and listen to all the voice clips and think about that. Oh, and then, so, yeah, Zelda's holding one of the Tears of the Kingdom, and it has those runes inscribed on it. So then, oh yeah, so we can literally see this is dehydrated Ganondorf reaching up and basically Doctor Who regenerating, but instead of like the orange Doctor Who regenerating energy, it's malice. But like giving Stephen Moffat a run for his money and how much to blow out of proportion the effects of the regeneration. Opening a hole in the space-time continuum and... Yeah, I noticed we got like an extended version of this, seeing the Master Sword get wrapped in energy. I think with that and all the other shots, we might be able to put together the full shot now. Oh man, this... I forgot we were even leading up to this. So then, we see Ganondorf, like, rehydrated for the first time. Definitely Ganondorf. He's got normal hair this time, so it's just like regular Ganondorf hair. I mean, if you can call that normal hair, I guess. So while we're on Ganondorf, there was one other piece of information that we got, which was this art released by Nintendo of America, where we can just see Ganondorf's design, and he's got that like demise body shape that we've already seen in the trailer, right? But like more clearly defined here. He seems to be a little bit more like, I don't know, like calm, collected, like you can see from like his stance, it's very much like a poised and ready, like a trained martial artist kind of stance, as opposed to like in, you know, like here it's kind of more of like a crazed look, right? Like he almost seems like not even like this facial expression. I'm like, if I didn't know this was Ganondorf, I would be like, I don't even know if he's a bad guy, right? It's like this could just be like a really tough, um, and maybe like not the nicest person, but like not a bad guy, um, kind of look. Maybe people will use that to try to make theories he's good. I think he's still just going to be evil Ganondorf in this, um, but maybe we could see a little bit more of like he's supposed to be cunning, right? And he's supposed to be able to be like he's supposed to be a really smart villain that's hard to defeat. So maybe we'll see that side of him in this a little bit more, and less just like me bad, me make evil monsters come kind of thing. Don't read too much into that wording right there. Yeah, let's move on from there. The next shot we see some sort of, I don't even know what to call it, but like basically like a land shark, a sky land shark with like purple. Like, is he going to be poisonous? I'm assuming because he's purple. And actually, like the way his eye is, it almost looks like he's being under like the influence of malice or something, and that like maybe you can actually like save him rather than just defeating him by defeating the malice or whatever's controlling him. And here's another shot. This is definitely one of the Rito kids. Okay, then this person. Which actually, okay, hold on. I know I was just gloating about that. Definitely was Zelda. Now I'm like, hold on. Could that shot have been her? I felt like, look at them side by side. Now I'm thinking that could be this dress. Not the one that Zelda was wearing in that shot. Ooh. Problem with doing things without editing it is I'm like, oh, I think I was totally wrong when I said that earlier. She's also got the tear around her neck as well. Which does make me wonder, is this some previous Princess Zelda? Is this some previous, you know, incarnation of a descendant of the goddess or something like that? Could this be Zelda transformed? Zelda combined with that furry person? Okay, and this is like the yellow like ceiling power, which we see this person wielding in the previous shot. So we see here like charging it up and then just absolutely demolishing that entire wave of Moldugas. Okay. And then Riju being more we're looking like skilled, but there's a better word for it that sounds more artsy. More skilled with like the lightning abilities. This ragtag bunch of heroes here. I hope we can put buckets on our head. Oh, fighting with Prince Sidon. Is this in the sky? I think this is in the sky. I think this is fighting with Prince Sidon up in the sky. And then this three-headed Gleeok here, just like directly coming at you. It's huge. I want to pause on this shot. Yeah, Zelda's dress also looks like that. I think that was Zelda in that shot. You know, now that I see this depiction of Ganon here, it seemed like it was kind of like a blown out of proportion kind of thing before, but now I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty accurate depiction of what Ganondorf looks like in this game. And then, okay, one last. Okay, actually, you know what? I'll say that in a second because I realize that's the next thing I'm going to do. So before I come back to compare dresses, let's pull up. I didn't realize I could pull them up at the same time. The English language one. Just listen to the voice lines in it. Where is their voice? Oh yeah.
Zelda, we rely on your knight and that legendary sword he carries. Our last line of defense will be Link.
Okay, so presumably this is that. Keep calling him furry person. I still have another name for him, but I don't really know how to describe him. Like, what animal is he? But so this furry guy, I'm assuming that's him talking, saying he's talking to Zelda, saying Link's sword is the only hope. So saying we need the Master Sword to defeat Ganon, and I think I know they say that a lot, and then you can kill him with like a bug net or whatever, but I think you probably actually do need the Master Sword to kill Ganon in this, and you need to power it up through, restoring it, because obviously it gets destroyed in the beginning. That's something I think we've known, that, yeah, it's going to be going around and getting the Tears of the Kingdom, and those will probably help you restore the Master Sword, and then you'll go to fight Ganondorf. But this is confirming that, the Master Sword is going to play a role.
Link. It's in here. I know why I am here. It's something only I can do.
Interesting. I know why I'm here. It's something only I can do. This kind of sounds like in Skyward Sword, right? When Zelda has to, become Hylia and stop being herself, right? So then it's like... Because she seems kind of down about it, right? Like, this is something I have to do. Like, almost like she's sorry personally to Link, but knowing she has a responsibility to do this or something. Almost the way I'm interpreting that. So, does she, maybe when she puts on the Tear of the Kingdom, she transforms into that other person that we see, who, would fit the description of Princess Zelda in general, but doesn't look anything like Princess Zelda in this game? If they had a different Zelda game with a complete redesign of Zelda, the other character, she would fit within the design of Zelda.
Do not look away. You witness a king's revival and the birth of his new world.
The do not look away. When he says that in the game, is Link trying to run away or look away or something? Oh, maybe this is when, unless this is just an extra voice line for the trailer, but maybe this is when the castle's rising up and those people are standing on the hill looking. Maybe this is Ganondorf saying that as the people are shielding their eyes in fear or something. It's do not look away. I still think the lines just sound kind of underpowered, but except for that one.
Okay, let's go! But you are not alone.
Say bud.
Link. But you... Okay, let's go! But you are not alone. Link. You are our final hope.
After making my joke about it sounding like she's saying bud, But you are not alone. Said by a different female character. I was trying to piece if I know who this is, or if this is that new character.
Let's go! But you are not alone.
Thing is, I haven't listened to the English voice acting of Breath of the Wild in a while. I don't know if that's someone who we've already heard before, or if that's meant to be that new female character. Is that the last voice line here? Okay. Let's go back to the Japanese version. I always just use it because I assume it's the original version. It would have less compression if they like redid the editing to add on ESRB logos and stuff like that. Like, here's what Zelda's wearing, right? Okay, let's just do this analysis first before we start going too deep into this. Even if this is technically if Zelda somehow, like if both of them are technically Zelda, is this form of Zelda or that one then? Let's see. Pull up the other one. February 2023. Frames. All right. Okay. Yeah, I mean, so we see Zelda here wearing a dress that's green down the front, got these things hanging off of it. She's got these things here. She's got this bracelet. And yeah, in terms of skin tone, that's Zelda's skin tone. So this is Zelda. Okay. I was definitely right. This was Zelda. I was also curious because we see these things turning, and I didn't quite get what I was seeing. And yeah, they are gears turning that way, aren't they? I think I didn't quite get what I was seeing there, but let's compare. I'll pull up the other one real quick. There's an earlier shot where we see that. Before this, I think. Yeah. Yeah, okay, I see. So like this red right here is this. You got this grading here, and this is kind of the front of that. There's a lot of fog, which is a little weird compared to this scene, right? Yeah, because I was kind of seeing almost like two arms that are poked out like, where's my camera? Like, that, like this, and they're kind of going like, or more like this, that kind of motion. But it appears it's just these gears here, or like whatever they are, the wheels spinning. So yeah, answer to that question, it was Zelda, but there is also a different character who wears a similar thing. Which let's compare that. Let me see this character later. I don't know if we only see them the once. Where is it? Just play from here. A little, not far enough. Here we go. She wearing the same thing? I think they're wearing the same thing, but she's got like the white tattoos all over her arm, and I'm pretty sure it could just be weird lighting, but I'm pretty sure she has darker skin than Zelda as well. And so I don't think that that's who's in this scene here. Yeah, no, this is not the same person. Do we have a different frame where her arm's a little bit more down? Or is it just hit up immediately? Up immediately. But we can see that the tattoo stretched somewhat farther down. And yeah, and if we pause this one and go back to the beginning, we can actually see like shoulder. So, come on, move. Not respond. Yeah, we can see that coming down over her shoulder there. We would see these tattoos, even if somehow lighting's so messed up that this is the same skin tone. So, Zelda confirmed. I mean, plus, again, the other shot is literally the same spot. So, unless she also stands there. We know she does have the pointy ears, right? Really curses. Were the pointy ears supposed to be like the Highlands have the pointed ears because they have the blood of the goddess in them? So, like, could this be Hylia? Could this be Zelda unlocking Hylia's true form? Could this be Hylia coming from the past? Could this be that Hylia has actually continued to exist separate from Zelda? Are we finding out this actually doesn't take place at the end of the timeline, and this is before Hylia becomes Zelda? I don't know. This trailer was so cool. Just so much. Is there anything else I wanted to cover before I stop this video? I mean, we can see Farron over here. He's on some sort of big platform. Like a lot of stuff, I just see. I'm like, I want to go to this place. I want to play this game. I'm just excited. There's less than a month left. It's so cool. Everything and every new thing we saw here, it's like it all looks so cool, and it just makes the world even more like somewhere I want to go explore. Right? We get to see the Typho ruins without the fog over them. There's probably dungeons because we see that building rising out of the sand at some point. There's like reconstruction efforts going on. There's whatever this bubble thing is. Crazy horseback combat stuff. There's a new story. Ganondorf's back. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm so excited. Okay, did I cover everything I wanted to? I think so. There's more speculation that I'm thinking about, but like it's not that tied to this. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this look. It's obviously very unscripted. I've been recording for about an hour and a half, so be a bit of a long one. But there's my full thoughts before seeing anyone else's videos. And if you want to know where my thinking changes, you could probably just watch like other people's videos doing more in-depth analyses as they come out, because I'm going to watch those, and basically if they're convincing enough to me, I'll change my mind. And so, or if they caught things I didn't notice. So, you know, we'll check out some of those people, like, I don't know, like Zeltic, Nintendo Black Crisis, Monster Maze, you know, people like that are, or Hyrule Gamer, another one. People like that are putting out their analysis videos, and, you know, I'll watch those and see how my opinion changes now. But this is you know, just no other input. Just I've watched the trailer. This is what I think.